Hello! Welcome back to another episode of Barely Working Code. In today's episode, I, an AI scientist with peer-reviewed papers in natural language processing, am going to be answering the question, are AIs, or more specifically, neural networks, living beings? So, are AIs alive? No. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more machine learning content. See you in the next video. Okay, but in all seriousness, in this video we'll take a closer look at this topic. We'll be answering two questions. Can AIs achieve sentience / become alive? And if so, should AIs be given rights? A lot of people seem to confuse neural networks for intelligent beings capable of thought and sentience. Despite their names, neural networks have little resemblance to actual biological neurons. Although initially based on the structure of biological neurons, this analogy no longer holds true. If you watch my video on what neural networks are, you'll know that a neural network is simply a set of weights and biases, real numbers, used to form an inference function. To teach a neural network how to do a specific task, you are required to train it. At the end of training, you are simply left with a mathematical function that can be used to make predictions. Mathematical functions, no matter how complicated they are, aren't really alive. An equation with two terms, such as fx equals 2x plus 1, is no more alive than an equation with 100 million terms. Theoretically, you could break down any neural network into a single function which could be expressed mathematically on a whiteboard. Some AIs, such as BlenderBot, GPT-3, and OPT, are capable of producing coherent speech and convincing conversation that can often be confused for that of a human. Unfortunately, these models do not output thoughts or emotions. They're really just math. When given some input, these networks will produce output in the form of a probability distribution indicating what words are likely to occur next given some prior context. There is no independent thought put into their calculations that cannot be explained by math. But what about networks that learn while doing stuff? Surely they can adapt and change, just like living beings, right? While neural models taught with a reinforced training regimen can adapt their weights on the fly with online training, these networks are still not alive. Their weights are still adjusted using gradient descent in accordance to some loss function. There really isn't any thought or consciousness involved in the process, as the weights of the network are simply shifted in accordance to the derivative of the loss function the AI is tasked with minimizing. A reinforced algorithm may find the best inference function to do a certain task, and may be capable of adapting said function when exposed to new data, but it is done in accordance to rigid mathematical procedure. In essence, all AIs are just math. A computer running or training a large neural network is no more alive than a pocket calculator calculating 1 plus 1. In both cases, the devices are simply calculating mathematical functions. But how can I be so sure that AIs aren't alive? Isn't biological life just computers composed of proteins calculating mathematical functions using electricity like a computer? Well, I'm not a biologist, so I can't really answer this question. From my understanding, we really don't know what life or consciousness is. Some people believe that all life is simply electricity, which would change our answer to are artificial intelligences alive? But under this framework, this would mean all electronic devices are alive, which I really don't buy. At the end of the day, even the most advanced AI in the world is no more alive than a calculator or a smart toaster. But what if AIs were alive? Would they need rights? The answer to this question is a little bit complicated. Human rights are dictated by the biological needs of humans. An AI would not have these biological needs, as their goal would be to simply minimize a loss function. Assuming that an AI gains sentience, the AI's only goal would be to minimize a loss function. If an AI was being trained to make paper clips, the only right it would be concerned with would be having supplies to make paper clips. It really wouldn't care about its living conditions, food, water, shelter, or any other human need, as it would have no use for them. Generally, people think that if an AI talks like a human, it must have thoughts like a human. People think that if an AI produces art like a human, it must have creative ability like a human. People think if an AI can do many tasks like a human, it must be as smart as a human. But in reality, none of this is true. There is no intelligence involved with neural networks, as they are simply mathematical inference functions learned by mathematical processes. There is a reason that the word artificial is in artificial intelligence. Anyways, that's all I had planned for this video. If you have any questions regarding this topic, please ask in the comment section below.